Hello, my name is Daniel, and today I'll be making a video of my best wins or my best win in leeches or chess.com, and even probably that one draw that I'm very proud of against GM. And suddenly, once I start the video, my cat comes to because she wants attention. Okay, so let's start. So this is a video actually that I saved from my stream. This is from um, January edition, January 2021. I think it was January 18th, 2021, when our team, where I'm team leader, Trio Fantastico and friends, were playing for Team Chiquitas Warriors for Slovenian streamers who were in the streamers battle on leeches, and I managed to win against Romanian international master Constantin Florescu. So let's play. My setup is a little bit strange here because my TV where I was playing on my chessboard is way up, so I'm looking up. So I fixed that problem meanwhile. But anyways, do that. Okay. So I played e4, d5, c4, and he played e6. And this is called Queen Gambit Decline Charusek variation. Nothing special in the opening, just calmly doing our things. He played kind of like a Queen's Indian setup with a bishop on b7, sniping on my king side. It's a little bit annoying. I'm not sure I always play well against these setups, but he kind of messed up, but not yet. I think I played well. He kind of, okay, he wanted a quick checkmate here, but he got messed up because he let his bishop on b7 being blocked by his own pawns. And this is a mistake. He's taking here, and what he played here was a mistake. The bishop to d5 was a mistake that they meant that. So basically, here had they played rook to a1, the queen would be trapped. He would have to sacrifice the queen because he couldn't take that pawn. Pawn is both protected by knight and queen. I didn't see that I could trap his queen. So what I played, I was thinking a little bit and didn't realize I was worried about pawn on b3 instead of trying to attack the queen, which would have been more accurate, of course, more accurate move. Now I remember that to check the king. Now it's too late. Now I'm blundering the pawn. Queens are exchanged, and now I get into a little bit better position. Now I'm down 2 pawns, but I'm gonna recover 1 pawn, and my rook is more active. Um, there's not much he can do actually. He tried to attack my knight on d2. I defended. Everything is protected. My rook is his rook is in the 7th rank and my 7th ranked, and that's good for him. But in this position, my rook on d6 here is like just gonna have a nice meal and gobble all those pawns there, and I'm back in the game. Even though I was 2 pawns down, I got the activity of the rook and that got, you know, okay, I'm not worried about that pawn so much because what he should have done is like activate his knight, maybe like let's say knight to c8 here, knight to c1 actually to target the pawn on b3, maybe but he's giving me too many chances here. And here comes the moment where he actually absolutely blunders the game. He's down a little bit on time, but nothing too special here. He's still an IM. Okay. Take that pawn. That was one of the most important pawns in his position. The pawn on his a7, that was a potential passer. Now it's not important if he takes on b3. And this is the moment once so we go back. He blundered this. This is a blunder because I take on e4 with check. He takes my knight and I take his rook and he's exchange down. Right? So I have two rook against his knight and a rook, and I'm 3 pawns up. Even though if he takes b3, and I'm still 2 pawns up, and plus the exchange. So I'm basically winning. I'm +5 basically here. But not only that, his king is in a little bit peculiar situation here because I have my rooks there on files where they can check his king, and that will come handy very soon. I will just press here and play. He ran away from the checks. He was kind of hoping. So here is the blunder. The blunder was before, but here it was his last chance. If I didn't check him, he could have had a check on rook and b1. I guess that's what he was hoping. But now, he's he had to go with king to e2. Once he does that, I just take his knight and I'm whole rook up plus some pawns, and I can then just hide with my king to g2 and just finish the game. I don't care about pawn on b3 anymore. Rook up plus I'm gonna just take his both pawns and then march my pawns and try to exchange rooks and so on, or even checkmate him. So at this moment, he just resigned, and you can see my happy face here. So going back to here, this is my setup, how it looks now. This is how it looked before. That's why I'm looking up. But I had a stupid happy smile on my face because I knew that he was a strong player. Then I figured out that he was a Jim as well. So here's that game. You can see now that he verified his IM title next to the name where it wasn't there back then. Yeah, cat is passing by. Again, the whole repeat of the game. How I messed up here. So this was the blunder. I could have taken and what engine suggests that I could have taken could have put the rook to a1 and just got the queen. He had to sacrifice. It would have been a game over back then even. Instead, I made this, and the rest of the game, he was better. And this moment where I started getting pawns back, and then okay, I don't know exactly what I should have played here. I should have taken his pawn instead of here. So I should have taken with a knight, and then I'm attacking. I'm both protecting my. This is the move also I didn't find is knight to e4. I'm protecting my rook, and I'm attacking his knight as well, which was a very good move that he missed. But then he started making further blunders. Check. I got to that pawn, and then this is the the blunder that won me a game. He takes there. I get the exchange, and I'm winning here. And here goes the knight away. But he was trying, like this was a desperate move at this point to checkmate me if I didn't check him here with his king and f3. This way I check him, he has to move a king, and I'm taking his knight. Okay, so I consider my best win. This my best win on Lichess, even though I had another win. This is a win from against another IM. So just to be clear, he's not 2293. Const, Codrut Constantin Florescu. What's his profile? No, that's not him. This is him. Okay, he is 2257 right now. Maybe I don't know if his profile didn't change. Okay, so another IM who berserked me, and then he lost on time. I just game against him. Yeah, this is the game. Let's go back to the beginning. This was in a collega's marathon on Lichess. He berserked. I played modern defense. He played Auerbach system against modern defense, and he tried to opposite castled and tried to do something. My cat again went wild. But some point he spent too much time, and I wonder what it was. I think I held this position somewhat, but I also opposite castle. That's one of my tricks sometimes in this. Like I'm playing bullet many times. I also opposite castle, even though it's a worse position. It's more passive. It's just I figured out because he had so much time. I also played very fast. I played as fast as he did. I spent like for this 14 moves, I spent like 20 seconds, and he even spent more time here than me, as you can see. Like where the times are here, spent more times not knowing what to do, and I played like this many times, so I kind of know how to play this position, even though it's the worst position for me. Objectively, he's better. I offered trade here. I wanted to get rid of his bishop, which is the same color as my Fianchetto bishop. He tried some kingside pawn storm, even though his king is there. Okay, I didn't matter. I didn't wasn't bothered with it. He can do whatever he wants. I tried to open out. So once he tried with his pawn storm on kingside, I decided, okay, I want to open up the center so his king can be a little bit more exposed. And once he started getting into time trouble, here he's already at 50 seconds. And I tried just to play fast, and my moves weren't as good. Just run away from that potential pin where king and queen, his rook and my queen are at the same diagonal. He's definitely better here. But again, so here, well, here he started thinking like he spent. I don't know. He'll either lost connection or he had to move away, something. But I had 2 minutes and I was waiting for him to make a move. He was completely winning, and then he didn't make a move for 40 seconds. And once he got okay 7 seconds, I just said, okay, whatever. I'm going to just make stupid moves. doesn't matter. He cannot checkmate me like in 7 seconds. So can get whatever he wants here. I don't care. And basically flag. So I wouldn't call it like the previous game versus I am Florescu from Romania was. I don't know who this Philemon guy is. He has a Spanish flag next to his profile. He almost 2500 in blitz here, but he was very slow. His blitz record, his blitz rating is around 2000. Similar ratings to mine. I'm like 1900, 1950, 2000 sometimes. But why would you berserk if you're not a very good bullet player? Okay, that's a second game. Okay, okay. Third game is versus GM Suat Atolik. This I wouldn't consider. I would I included this game here, but I very much thinks that he. This is some tournament of friends of mine who made a tourney, and I called my friends from Pure Fantastico to play, and GM Suat and entered the tournament, and he decided to let me win against him. And this is a modern defense, my standard thing, like very passive, made ton of blunders, and he just let me beat. Yeah, again, I'm queenside castle like him. This was a mistake by him, but what I'm saying is he had like a ton of chances to beat me to a pulp, and he was winning here. And then what was this? He just decided to let me have this win, just trying to give me every opportunity to manage to win this game. You can see, but you don't see it, but it's by the level like he doesn't play like that. He is like a very strong grandmaster, and here is like he's currently 2700 blitz and 2700 bullets. So it's a piece of cake for him to beat somebody like me. Blunder after blunder after blunder. And here, finally, he blundered the game. He took with with a knight here and let me have his the rook. Okay, now he has to cover. He resigned here actually. He has to cover the queen. I would take and then I'm just no. Actually, what did I have? I could have yeah, because I so he goes practically the only move I take, he takes, and then I take the knight, and then I have like to play with the bishop against all these uh, dark square pawns, and yeah, I would have to go with the king here just to be careful of these pawns, but I'm basically winning. This is no +7 for me. But I'm saying he was just waiting and playing equally passive as me, and just waiting to find a proper opportunity to let me win this game. One of the team leaders in Trio Fantastic were friends, and very, how do you say, uh, Turkish player who is gladly seen guest in Serbia and who representing Serbia actually, or he represents Serbia for a long time, and he comes to chess tournaments in Serbia where his friend GM Siniša Brajic is organizing a lot of tournaments. Okay, so another game that probably is not the best, but this is a game I won against the master from Czech Republic, Andrei Matsenko. This is his. This was his profile on Lichess until he closed it. This account is closed, but he has the similar profile on chess.com. This is him, and this is a tournament that was a game from this tournament that was organized and created by GM Peter Swidler from Russia. And he streamed it and organized it, and I played. And this guy berserked me. It's a term from Lichess where you get more points in the tournaments if your time splits in half. So he played Reti, and I played G6 as I usually do, whatever opponent plays, and then I played G7, and because he basically played bullet style, and then he blundered full rook because I take his bishop, he moves away, I take his rook, and he's a rook down. He takes my bishop. So he's playing a rook down. He played some more moves here, trying to get maybe some, maybe waiting for me to blunder something like if I move away my knight from f6, you get to have a checkmate against my king, taking a rook on h8. But I castled, and he didn't get that, and I played very fast. You know, I played faster than him. I played what's the name? 12 moves. I played faster than he did actually. I played 12 moves in 3 seconds, and he decided to resign because he couldn't. I mean, he might have won that game, but it's very tough to play this once you're rook down. Even for an FM who is a 2700 rated in Blitz. Okay, so yeah, this is the boy, and he actually closed that. He stormed because he lost his game, got tilted. I understand your problem. Okay, so we're going now to chess.com. Chess.com and my game against Christian Chirila. Okay, a bigger camera frame for me in this scene. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so this is the game from 2020, April of 2020. Let's see, you can see this. Yeah, doesn't say, you cannot see it. The capture the scene doesn't see it, but this is the game from April 27, 2020. This is a game from the tournament that was organized by Christian Chirila, the account on Twitch. He was streaming, and by the time he was streaming like for 4 or 5 hours already. He was tired and he had to go to toilet. He created the tournament, and the first game in the tournament was mine against him, and I made d4, and then I waited for him to get back from the toilet, and the game already started, and he lost like something like, as you can see, something like almost half a minute, like 20 plus seconds. And he decided to play knight f3 with the idea of playing his favorite Grunfeld defense. I play c4, standard setup for Queen's Gambit, like I do with white, and he played g6, idea of encapturing his bishop, either King's Indian, preparing for King's Indian or Grunfeld. I played knight to c3, and he played his Grunfeld stuff. Pawn to d5. I knew some moves. E3, he fianchettos his bishop from f8 to g7, standard stuff. I played knight to f3, and he castled. I developed my light square bishop to d3, standard stuff for Grunfeld. It's called the Grunfeld-Burrell Paris variation. He took on c4, I retook, and it's a balanced position, solid from both sides. Good move, c5, challenging my center. I push the pawn. This is a kind of a Benoni stuff. So it's not actually good to play with a isolated pawn, but it's maintaining kind of a pressure on the center. And the move that computer didn't like, but his idea is fianchettoing another bishop and putting another attacker bishop to b7 and put another attacker on pawn on d5. I castled. He did that. Computer doesn't like this move, and he doesn't like my move either. A serious move, not liked by Henshin from both sides. So he developed another knight. Computer doesn't like that either. And now I played e4, strengthening defense of the pawn on d5, and my center looks very good. And Engine likes that move better. So what's his idea? Probably to take on c3. I don't know. I don't see much use in this move. Maybe trying to push his own pawns here. So I chased away the knight. Knight got to be better squared on e5. I took, he took. And now the engine does like this move, probably because he could play pawn to c4, which he did. I kind of saved my pawn. I didn't want to my bishop didn't want my bishop to be taken. I want to maintain the bishop pair, but kind of put myself in a passive position. Even though the engine still says that I am having like a very position here. Now I'm trying to chase away the knight. He doesn't bother. I take that, and now that bishop, not that knight is double attacked. He protects with another defender. Rook to e8. I attack it. He moves, and now I attack that rook from the other side. Pawn to f6, defending and attacking my bishop, and I go back with my bishop to f4. Nice move, knight to d3, attacking my rook. I take, he takes. I move my queen, preparing. Yeah, this. Yeah, I don't see the problem in it actually. I thought like, but he could have taken the pawn. And now a6. I don't know what was the idea between a6. Wanted to exit a6, but then b5, and then connecting his pawns. Some kind of a queenside pawn attack. And I just moved away beforehand, trying to double attack the knight with both my bishop and queen, and maybe take a pawn there. The knight moves, and computer now likes me, like I'm +3 here. And now I'm trying to set up kind of attack, take the knight, and then the rook is the queen is attacked. Queen moves away. I take the knight anyways, and then computer doesn't like rook to d1, but I just wanted to bring another defender because my pawn on d5 is triple protected. Triple protected and triple attacked actually. Now pawn to f5. Idea is probably take the knight with the bishop and then take the pawn. I attack his pawn. I go b3. He takes. I take, and I bring another defender of d5, and now I have 4 defenders, and he has three attackers. My cat needs to chill a little bit. Okay, so basically the bishop to d4 is actually cutting the connections between the pawn and queen and the rook as defenders of the pawn on d5. On the other hand, I can immediately attack it, as I did. He takes the pawn, I take his bishop, and this is not good for him. This is completely winning for me. He takes, I take. If he takes, and he made a mistake because he's running out of time, he told me like later that he didn't see this, that he takes the my bishop, but then I take his queen. Here he takes, I take with the rook, and this is rook completely winning for me. The problem is at the time in April 2020. I wasn't as good of a bullet player as I think I'm a little bit better bullet player, given that I don't know if you can see it. My bullet rating is 1900 now, and back then it was probably around 1400. And my bliss rating is fluctuating between 1730, 1860, something like that. I got a little bit better, and restructuring the way where my screen is and learning how to play better with DPs on my mouse kind of helped, and I got a lot faster. And I think that if I was given this position today and I'm playing against GM, I would win this. But back then, I truth is I wasn't so good, and I didn't know how to play this. And this is a position which every title player would win, except I'm not a title player. I'm a very slow player at the time in 2020, and I went for a draw here. And allowed him to draw the game. This is not a draw by any means of situation, but once I saw, like back in 2020, when I see that my time is down to 30 seconds, I panic. I didn't know. I'm chasing his rook. I don't know what to do here. But here it says like even the bar is saying I'm +4, +5, and I didn't know what to do here. To push the pawns or whatever. I don't see the way I can win against this. So let me see what the computer says once more. So basically, I should have gone how you should have gone here. So basically, this is, and then he's in the Zugzwang or something. Yeah. Anyways, given that we got down to like 20 seconds, I just repeated moves against him, and it ended being a draw. And it was a draw. Okay. So I think that's more or less it. I had some bullet games, but these are all blitz games, and I didn't wanna. I had some 2 wins against 2 FMs and another IM, but most of those games I was just losing and then being very lucky and time. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.